Which side of Nature Cove is the clothing optional part?
Oh, naked bodies. I'm very shy and I might pop out.
Bonnie, don't even start.
Hi, this is the Professional Amateur Hour coming to you with another review. This week I checked out Mutants of Nature Cove. And this 2024 film was directed by Bo Mann and stars Geneva Robinson, Lucy Diamante, and L.L. Ellie, among others, of course. The story of this movie is about these four female friends, and they go to this nude beach. So, of course, they take off all their clothes and lay on the sand. And, of course, there's other people around, too. There's like an older couple, younger couple. There's just, bunch of people being nude at the nude beach. But it turns out at this beach, there's these mutants in the sand. And they're kind of like dinosaur snake type creatures, and they'll bite your butt too. And once they do that, then you start hallucinating. So there's some crazy stuff going on at this beach. And ultimately, what will happen? Well, for that, you gotta watch the movie and find out. All right, so let's discuss this film. Well, I gotta tell you, it's a weird one, particularly because of its setting. It's so funny just to see this nude beach and then all of the characters get nude. Like after the first 10 minutes, everybody's naked all the time. And it certainly is a gimmick that certainly gets you to press play. That is partly why I thought to press play on this one. And I thought it was an interesting kind of way of doing a movie. Like there were so many different ways that you could do it. Certainly just on a regular beach would be fine, right? When everyone's just in their bikinis and shorts or whatever, that would be a fine way of doing it. But you really gotta get that gimmick, right? That's gotta get people to press play somehow. And it's kind of funny how they do it with the nude beach, because you think it would be erotic, but it's not really erotic that much. I would say with this one, there's lots of like blocking. When they're sitting, they're kind of covering their junk, or sometimes they'll have like a chair in front of them or whatever. Not to say that you don't see a bunch of dong and a bunch of other stuff in this one, but they do kind of make it appropriate that way. After all, they have a nude beach here in town, which I go to in the summer sometimes. But the main rule of the nude beach is be cool about it. And so they are just being cool about it. Like you go to the nude beach and it's just normal people doing normal beach stuff. They just, happen to be naked. And that's kind of how this movie treats it as well. And so, yeah, it's kind of an interesting kind of little gimmick that certainly, gets people to press play. And with that being said, this movie is shot entirely on green screen, which is kind of the way I would shoot a movie if I was to make one. But it certainly adds character to this movie because you can see they're just, naked in the studio, and they have, I guess, sand on the floor or something. So you can see where the sand starts and, the green screen ends. And it's certainly adds some charm to it because it kind of looks like there's just a triangle every so often. And it's really certainly a low budget one that way. And it shows certainly the CGI is really kind of corny as well, especially with the mutants, I would say, because, these actresses and actors have to engage with them. And so they don't really know where to look half the time. And certainly when they are fighting the stuff, like they don't know where to swing their fists to connect with something they're not seeing. And then the way the CGI is actually, done on screen, they're not connecting. They're nowhere close either. So it is just one of those low budgets that's made to be corny and made just to be fun as heck. And this one certainly might be. Also, I was laughing quite a bit at this film. I thought it was quite funny, but I'm sitting there probably watching it more ironically than anything else and laughing at, just how corny and bad it is sometimes. Like the script certainly is very, very corny, and the line delivery sometimes does not help with that either. And the fact that they're all naked certainly doesn't help with anything, right? So it's just kind of a really kind of corny, low budget, movie that's made for a laugh, I would say. And certainly I had one with this one. And that brings me to what doesn't work with this movie. Well, certainly it's not a good movie by any standards, and it certainly just centered kind of more around the gimmick of it all. And I certainly got stuck into it, but it's not well written. The line delivery is not very good. The acting is, I would say, subpar to par, but not extraordinary. And those two things alone kind of make it for not a particularly good movie, but one that isn't supposed to be good. I think it's supposed to be more fun than anything. The CGI is really fun with its badness. The whole nude beach stuff is fun. And so even though it is, a bad movie, it ultimately, at least for me, was fun. And the last thing, the main actress, she has like terrible posture. Like her shoulders just go forward once she gets naked, right? Well, when she's not naked, they're a little bit back, but once she's naked, they just go full on forward, and she's just kind of like hunched over a lot of the time. And her posture just kind of like made my back hurt, So that is one thing that could have been, a little bit different, but at the same time, I'm not going to falter for it. We all stand on our own 2 feet, and that's how she decides to stand. As for a recommendation, well, certainly if you like bad movies, this one's something to watch. I would say make sure no one's going to walk in on you, though, because everybody's naked all the time. Also, with this one, I did watch it on Plex, which I had never heard of before, but, free is free, so I did decide to press play over there. And, you can too if you choose to. As for a rating, well, I did find it to be hilariously bad. I was cracking up quite a bit, and so I gotta give it the 3.4. And with that being said, I think that's all I wanted to say. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.